This next story is from someone who said this happened to them late one night while they were home alone. At first, it sounds like something that could be explained pretty easily. But there's one detail at the end that doesn't make sense. This is how they described it. It was a little after 11 when I got home that night. I remember because everything was already quiet outside, and my apartment building usually settles down around that time. I went inside, locked the door like I always do, and set my keys down on the small table next to it. Nothing felt off. It was just a normal night. After a bit, I decided to take a shower. I turned the water on, let it heat up, and then got in. At first, everything was normal. Just the sound of the water hitting the tile, the usual echo you get in a small bathroom. Then a few minutes in, I thought I heard something. It was faint, and at first I wasn't even sure it was real, but it sounded like a door, like my front door opening. I froze for a second under the water, trying to listen. I told myself it was nothing, maybe someone in the hallway outside, maybe the pipes shifting, but then I heard it again, this time clearer, the sound of something closing, not loud, just controlled, like someone trying not to make noise. That's when I felt it in my stomach, because I knew I had locked my door, and I live alone. I didn't turn the water off right away. I just stood there listening, trying to figure out if I was imagining it. Then I heard footsteps, soft, slow, definitely inside my apartment, moving from the front door, further in. At that point, I reached over and turned the water off, and the second the water stopped, everything went completely silent. No footsteps, no movement, nothing. I just stood there, dripping, trying to hear anything. Part of me wanted to believe it wasn't real, but I knew what I heard. I grabbed a towel and dried off as quietly as I could. I stood there for a second, just staring at it. The hallway was dark, still, nothing moving. I stepped out and looked toward the front of the apartment. The door was closed, locked, exactly how I left it. That didn't make sense. I walked through the apartment, checking everything. Living room, nothing. Kitchen, nothing. Closet, empty. Every window locked. There was no one there, no sign anyone had been there, no noise, nothing out of place. So eventually I convinced myself I imagined it, that maybe the water distorted the sound or something outside echoed in. It didn't feel right, but it was the only explanation that made sense. So I went back and got ready for bed, and that's when I noticed something. My keys. I always leave them in the same place, right next to the door, but they weren't there. I checked the floor, the kitchen, nothing. Then I walked into the living room, and there they were, sitting in the center of the coffee table, like someone had picked them up and set them there on purpose. They said they checked their apartment again after that, and nothing else was out of place. No signs of forced entry, no open windows, nothing missing. If you heard your door open while you were alone, would you go check?